Hey, chat room. Hey, Alex, how are you?
Hey, Dick.
So chat room, do we have a celebrity of the week? I see Spike said he cannot get Skype to open. And Skype, Spike, don't forget, make sure you have the latest version of Skype because a few months ago, they started making you have the latest version. You would sign on to Skype and it would immediately sign you back out again. And then in little type somewhere, it says you need the latest version of Skype. So if you're signing in and then being signed right out again, it could be that you don't have the latest version of Skype. And one of my favorite features of Skype, they took away, but it's back again. And that's the menu bar, with the mic and the camera and stuff at the bottom of the screen. In one of the new versions, they put it back and it did not go away. But now I do believe I have the latest version. And if you don't touch the mouse, that bar stays off the bottom of the screen, so you have a full screen. So get the latest version of Skype. So let's see. Myra is not at Disneyland. It's an El Crapo Day in the city. Professional weather term there. And it's snowing, and it's going to warm up, and then we're going to have rain, and then it's going to go down to 22, and then everything will be a sheet of ice. The feature that you give the bank account number of the person calling you. Oh, we're still doing that. When you email Alex, Andrew. So, Andrew, we have not used you yet. You can do chat room celebrity. Andrew, Ohio, I assume that is. Andrew, just say yes if that's true, and we'll stop asking other people. Andrew, someone saying yay. So, Andrew, go, Andrew. Everybody's saying great, Andrew, except Andrew. Come on, Andrew. I'm new and unused, ready to go. Okay, perfect. Alex at twit.tv. Send him your social security number, your bank account. No, just send him your Skype name, and that's it. And he will call you. He'll set you up. And where is George Davis? George, I have no questions from you today. My God. This is like, I don't know what to say.
So
I hope you're okay, George. Eric Duckman, I'm still scheduled for GizFiz 500. What number GizFiz is this?
I don't know.
No, the chat room knows all. We don't keep track of this stuff.
Since we tie this to the tech guy, we can just use the same episode number as the tech guy. So it's episode of GizFiz 1163.
Oh, fine. Okay, there you go. Wow. It doesn't seem like that much.
Should we start the show proper?
Yes, let's do that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
It's the Giz Fiz with the Giz Whiz. It's kind of like Cheese Whiz. It's the Giz Fiz. And now your host, mathematics writer and the Giz Whiz, Dick DeBartolo.
Hello, chat roomers. Welcome to the show. This is the unofficial Twitch show where we do questions, we do chat room celebrity of the week. I see Beatmaster, it went by, I lost it, but I believe Beatmaster said this is actually GizWiz 129. And you know what? Someone just put a question in that also went by. Retype that question about Canada and the direction east or west. Well, whatever that question was about, is this city east or west of Canada? And we'll play for that. Okay. 129. Wow. We knew it all the time because we had the graphic done. And boy, we were so lucky that that graphic came back in time for the show. It was like, I called this morning. They said, no, we don't have the graphic yet. And I said, we're going to be on the air later. And we need the 129. And they sent it over and it had no exclamation point after it. And I sent it back. And
dealing with graphic design is such a pain in the ass.
It really is. Graphic designs are us. It is. They're in Petaluma, so they hand delivered it, but they just made it in time. He says W. Scottis. All right, so here we go. Thank you, Scuba Bob. Is Detroit north or south of Canada? So let's play for that question. Is Detroit north or south of Canada? I'm assuming it's a trick question. And Regatta has one too. Regatta has a good true or false question. Wisconsin and Michigan are planning on securing the northern borders by building a wall to keep out the cold air. I heard that. Eric Deckman, is it Canada south of Detroit? North of Petaluma? Detroit is north of Windsor, Ontario. Okay. Detroit is actually both. And another true-false question. True or false, Cheese Whiz is more or less cheesy than Velveeta? Is Velveeta still made? I believe Cheese Whiz is. It comes in a jar. Oh, my God. Look at these links. Bill in Michigan says Detroit is wait a minute, Bill. The interesting fact. Detroit is the only place in the continental USA where you go south to Canada. All right. Weird Al is working on, for Mad fans who've been following the Mad blog. Weird Al is guest editor of the next issue of Mad. So he's answering the mail. He's picking some of his favorite things. How weird is Weird Al? Will is a sweetheart. We've had lunch with him a couple of times. He's just a really nice guy. And he has a very funny show. If you ever get a chance to see his show, he did it here at the Beacon Theater in New York, and he invited us all, and we all went out for coffee afterwards. And we had lunch a couple of times at a place called the Society of Illustrators, which was a fun thing, too. Okay, so I guess we'll start with Match Game while Alex... Yes.
What's the temperature currently right now?
Right now, it is. It's not bad. I believe it's 27 or 28. Holy cow! What are the graphics guy? Are they still in the studio?
They're on their way out.
They're on their way out. Oh, we were lucky that the guy had a 27.
Right before it was cocktail time.
Yeah, we should be honest with people. Alex emailed me about 10 minutes ago and said that they accidentally brought 27 degrees graphic with them, and that he would, quote, out of the blue, ask me what the temperature was. And even though it's 24 here, I said, he made me say 27. So that would come up, and you would think somehow magically he was able to, just like out of the blue, type 27 degrees. But so it was a scam, basically.
Like this whole show.
Yeah, exactly. Alex is the new Brian Williams of Twit.
Oh, dear.
I thought that was one of the funniest jokes I heard on the Saturday Night Live. Did you watch that thing?
I missed it. I was flying back that night.
Oh, it's online everywhere. My two favorite things was the Jeopardy sketch. Some of the sketches were endless. One of the reasons I stopped watching Saturday Night Live is sometimes they would get on a sketch that's not funny to begin with. Well, I guess they don't know until they do it, but it is just endless. Anyway, Martin Short, they banned the audience. And the audience, not a regular audience. The audience is just wall-to-wall celebrities. You know, everybody who's ever been on Saturday Night Live, anybody who's thought about being on Saturday Night Live. And Martin Short says, looking at the audience, says, do you know, if the ceiling fell in right this minute on this crowd, it would still be the least of NBC's problems. And I thought that was very funny. And probably if they had standards and practices anymore, that would not get on the air. I know Saturday. I've not watched it in years either. I never did write for Saturday Night Live. I wrote for a very short time for a show probably no one ever remembers called That Was the Week That Was. Anybody remember that show? And it was like a Saturday Night Live. It was based on the news. And it was produced by Herb Sargent, who for a while was one of the producers on Saturday Night Live. That was the week that was. And most of the show was written the day of the show. And you would run upstairs and stand in front of the teletype so that you could see all the latest news coming in and try and write sketches about it. Oh, you know, Alex, someone is asking, can you show that 15-second video? I also sent you what I think is a link to it directly. 15-second video of the Hudson River I shot yesterday afternoon. In case you're wondering how cold it is. All right, there you go. So the frozen ice not moving is inside the marina, and the ice going downriver is basically on the outgoing tide. Now, the Hudson froze solid like 30 or 40 miles up, so they sent a Coast Guard cutter up there to break up the ice. And now there's a breakwater protecting the marina from the ice coming downriver. But for many years, there was no breakwater. And if that ice going down is pretty broken up. But if they would send a Coast Guard boat upriver to break up the ice, and the ice came down in giant floats, it would take off the end of the marina. One year, it took off the last 3 slips. So it used to be frightening when there was ice on the river because you just thought, oh, my God. On the outgoing tide was the worst because that ice comes down the river at 7.5 knots, which is almost 9 miles an hour. And those big chunks of ice, they just go through a dock, 1x2s, 4x4s. You hear, and you see the dock just getting rolled up by the ice. Plank after plank just springing in the air. And the ice floes bring back one other thought, is when you're young, you ever look back on something you did when you were young and you would think, how stupid was that? Well, I used to have a Boston Whaler, which is a tiny little open boat. Alex, maybe you could find a picture of a Boston Whaler. And what we would do in the dead of winter, because there was no barricade, you could take the boat out anytime, go out in the middle of the Hudson as these ice flows were coming down, get going really, really fast, hit the ice flow, and there's a perfect shot of a Boston Whaler, okay? And it has a nice little low bow in the front. So you would get going very, very fast. And actually, I had the model, one model smaller than this, get going incredibly fast, hit the ice floe. The Boston whaler would ride up on the ice floe. Outboard engines are made to kick up if they hit something. The engine would kick up, screaming because it's out of water. And you had to pick ice floes and your speed so that you would slide across the ice floe, and then the boat would slide off the other end and back into the water. And what was stupid about it, fortunately it never happened, is that if you misjudged it and the boat didn't slide all the way across the ice floe and you stayed on the ice floe, I don't know what would happen. You would go out into the ocean along with the ice. Yes, the Boston Whaler, they don't run that commercial anymore, but years ago in the Boston Whaler ad, you may remember that. Oh, Alex, I don't know if it's possible to find it. Two people ride out in a Boston Whaler with a chainsaw, and they cut the Boston Whaler in half while they're out on the water. And both the guy who has the engine half goes speeding off with his half of the boat, and the other person just sits there in his half of the boat because he has no propulsion to it. So, and Boston whalers are built that way. They are unsinkable. Davey says, and they make another boat called the Boston Strangler. Anyway, anybody here from Boston? God, Boston, you people. Is it 8 feet of snow you've had so far this season? It's foam filled. That is correct. And that's why you cannot sink a Boston, Web 009. That was the week that was. Some info on that. And here we go. Here we go.
Jim, let's not fight over the whaler. We can both enjoy the boat.
I'll tell you. They didn't show cutting in half, but
the unsinkable legend.
But you got to see what happens after you cut a Boston whaler in half. One person can pilot it, and the other person can fish from it. Originally from Boston, he's getting tons. Johnny Monday getting tons of photos from families with tons of snow. Oh, I don't know if that was Becky Worley. I'm not sure. It's possible, but I think this is many, many, many years ago. Anyway, okay. Well, Alex gets.
I also found this, which.
Oh, okay.
Is this that?
You know what? Let's see. Is it David Frost?
It says so in the YouTube title.
I think it is.
The minister was strong upon the Regulations Act.
You know what? That was the week that was started in Britain. I think this is the Britain version. But David Frost came over and did the American version.
But they knew down there in their fury.
But I think that is the British version. Yes. Okay, while we wait to get our celebrity guest
we already have him.
Whoa! Hang on. And ladies and gentlemen, at great personal expense with my Radio Shack batteries, and by the way, Radio Shack, the one 2 blocks from here, now has their going out of business signs posted everywhere. So I guess if batteries are cheap, I'll get more. I put new batteries in the professional sound track shirt. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let us meet chat room celebrity of the week. And
hello,
sir, how are you? And so we are calling you.
Yes,
your name,
you have
sir.
Called me. I am Andrew. I'm Andrew Shaman in Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, Andrew, what's your chat room name?
I am Andrew OH in the chat room.
Okay.
So find me there chatting away.
Did you know that there is another Andrew from Ohio in the chat room?
No. There's me on my mobile, so maybe you got that because I was
because someone when we said Andrew in Ohio, someone said I'm Andrew and I'm in Ohio, but
oh wow, I was unaware.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to update my database.
Okay.
I don't want to miss out on other Andrews.
And whereabouts in Ohio, Andrew, are you?
In the proud birthplace of aviation, though they don't say that in North Carolina, I'm in Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. And the weather there?
The weather here it went from frigidly freezing to fairly crappy today. It got a little warmer, but we got about 5 inches of snow on the ground and more on the way. And I know that doesn't compare to a Boston type situation, but it's not fun.
No, it's not. And Andrew, what do you do for a living?
What do I do? Well, when I do it, I do stand-up comedy. The last few years, I've been taking care of my elderly father, and so that kind of precludes travel, which is kind of an integral part to stand-up comedy.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I still get local sometimes here. I haven't been on stage in probably about a year, but I still write every day, and it's still my thing. I do podcasting from time to time, hence this, can't seem to get it on camera, this handy-dandy podcast mic here. There you go. See that? Honestly, at this point, it's a prop because I can't get my R24 to pipe into my USB here, so sorry. It's just a prop.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's a comedy prop. It's fun.
And is your headshot you with all this hair doing what? Or is it just a headshot?
It's pretty much just a headshot. They got as much of the hair in there as was possible. I mean, you pretty much need a wide angle or something to, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I got a lot of hair. There's no doubt about that.
And how long did it take you to grow that much hair?
That's a good question because, I mean, I haven't cut it in probably 25 years, to be quite honest.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a trim here or there, but for the most part, it's just let it grow, kind of my take on life.
How far down does the hair go? Can you stand up on camera for a minute?
Yeah, kinda. It goes a pretty good way. It's probably midway down the back, and the cool, unique thing is the beard and the hair are all kind of the same length, so people seem to dig that. I'm not sure why. But they love that.
Oh, you know what? I was wondering about the two different colors. So the beard is the gray?
Yeah, the beard is the gray and the dark. Yeah, that's its own thing.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and I actually have ears under here. That's always been a big question. Does he have ears, you know?
Wow.
And yeah, he does.
How do headphones fit on your head, or do they?
Well, I'm using an earbud right now because of that very situation. But they can fit. Just kind of put the hair back. Actually, it'll keep the hair out of my face for the time I'm using them. So that's kind of handy.
Okay. Now you say you write comedy daily. Do you post what you write, or?
Sometimes. I'm still like old school enough to like be somewhat paranoid of like joke theft because there really is no policing in the comedy kingdom, and. So I don't like if it's really good or I really like it. I'm probably not going to just like post it on Twitter, though I do post a lot of what I think is funny stuff on there. But usually I'm saving it for the stage and like to actually break it in on stage, get people's reactions and actually record it. So I have a sort of a record of me doing it. And not that anyone thinks like me. Half my jokes are about my hair and whatnot. Nobody else could do those. Right. So
give us a joke about your hair.
A joke about my hair. Well, I usually start out by saying, "Hi, I'm Andrew, and I'm addicted to Rogaine."
Okay, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. I'm not just the owner of the hair club for men. I'm their god. So there's that. That was actually given to me by a comedy club owner. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that.
And oddly enough, it is a comb over. I don't know if you can tell. It's just a comb over. It's not really all there. So.
Oh, okay. Do you have a website that people can see?
I do. It sucks. So I'll just tell you that up front.
Is that it? Itsucks.com?
I wish, but that name was taken. Oddly enough, my name was still available. So I went with andrewshaman.com.
Okay. And spell shaman.
SHAMAN, like the medicine man or the witch doctor.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alex, when you get there, can you show us his the opening page of Andrew's website? Yeah, come on. Yeah, no, that's all right. We'll give
the barber strike in Dayton is
over.
there
you okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's
so
really an exciting site, isn't it? It's so old, it's just not.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you noticed, but on my mic stand here, it's that same picture of me on the 3-wheel bike. And that was, by the way, that was about 95 pounds ago. So I'm not quite that living that large anymore. So.
And that graphic looks like it's supposed to look like a wood block, right?
Yeah, it's one of those their channel identifiers that all the pros use on the news shows. So yeah.
All right. Okay.
Those IT blocks. How are you doing, man? I gotta ask. First of all, big fan. I just want to tell you that you're a really funny guy, and I've enjoyed you over the years, and so nice to talk with you.
Oh my God! Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm, doing mad and doing this.
Absolutely.
Which shows you where my career is at. Doing this.
There you go.
What are you currently doing, Dick? I'm doing Giz Fiz. Doing what?
Doing what?
I like doing Giz Fiz because the chat room is very funny, and they say things sometimes that I don't expect, and I like that because when you write comedy, and I'm sure you've done that, is during the setup you go, oh, I know it. The punchline is probably this, and when you watch sitcoms, you can pretty much predict what the answers are. So things that I don't expect is what breaks me up the most, and
there you
that
go.
happens in the chat room. Yeah,
absolutely. Nothing funny about predictability.
That is correct. Stren says, admit it, Dick. This is exactly what you dreamed of doing as a kid.
There you go. I'll bet you did. I know you did.
Well, absolutely. Leo and I talk about that all the time. We wanted to be like on the air as kids. And in my cellar in Brooklyn, I had a Wollen sock tape recorder, and I had a microphone. I forgot who I bought the microphone from, but it looked like a studio microphone. And I had wires that went to the house next door. And basically, when my family went over there for dinner, I could broadcast from my cellar to the house next door.
Brilliant.
And now, so now I have a bigger studio, and I can broadcast around the world. And I only know that because the chat room is amazing. You'll call somebody and they're in Hong Kong, or they're in Holland, or they're in Ireland. And
Right.
So the internet is like just unbelievable.
It's a whole different.
Andrew, go ahead.
I remember being a kid with my little orange windscreen topped little FM transmitter microphone broadcasting over the house radios. Remember the Mr. Microphone? Whatever the hell
I
that
was just going to say, it was Mr. Microphone. Was it from Ronco back then?
It might have been, or it could have been
I think it was.
like K-Tel or something. I don't know.
Yes. I remember Mr. Microphone. You put batteries in it, and then you tuned a station.
88.7 or something.
Yes. Which was between stations, and I think they gave you a choice of 3 or 4 different frequencies, so that
there we go.
My favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone.
Hey, what's that?
Yeah.
Set the dial on your FM radio and testing. I'm on the radio.
These kids are having a fabulous time with Mr. Microphone, the cordless microphone that actually puts your voice on the radio. There are no attaching wires, so you're free to move around. Broadcast over any FM car radio.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
Professional entertainers use Mr. Microphone for rehearsing.
I got one.
I got one. I got a Mr. Microphone and I love it.
It's practical and great fun for the whole family.
I'm suspicious.
And it's only $14.88. Mr. Microphone, buy 2 or 3, they really make great Christmas gifts.
Sounds like Twit.
except
Sounds awesome.
they were staticky, and it was sometimes impossible to hear what the person was saying, and you had to be
And
about.
here's why here's why I don't believe what we just kind of saw was that whole group of people, like 20 people, all with a Mr. Microphone and their own radio, and only their own voice was coming through their own radio.
Yes.
And they're all
which
tuned
is
to the same
physically
frequency.
Yes, exactly.
That's a bit odd.
Which is
It's suspect.
impossible.
It's not right.
So, Andrew, are you married, single?
I am single. I was married for 12 years.
Okay.
Not going to get those back. And,
Okay.
you know, it was an experience. I admire
Okay.
your marriage. Yours is one of the real ones. Good job.
Thank you.
You guys stay together. Keep happy.
35 years, exactly. Any pets?
I have a cat named Henry. He is he's a big cat.
Is he in your hair or is he in your room?
He is. Yeah, you know what? I might be able to swing this around here and give a quick look at him sleeping. Hopefully I won't disconnect the camera, but there is a lump of cat.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, yeah, that's him in his natural habitat, I guess.
See. Okay.
Sleeping.
And then we always ask how you found out about Twit and or Leo.
Way back in the, what was the TV one? Gosh.
Screensavers?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Tech TV?
And, right. And so back then, and then about 5 years ago when I got divorced, I came to stay with my dad for a bit, and his health declined. I needed a place to stay for a minute, and ended up staying here for 5 years taking care of him. But in that time, hooked up with iHeartRadio and started listening to KFI, who has a lot of hosts that I like. But that's where I found Leo again, and, you know, probably 3-4 years ago. And so now, of course, you know, the chat room, the video adds so much more to it than just listening on KFI. But that's kind of how I caught up to him.
Yeah, I believe KFI, he was on that as the only radio station for a long time. And I remember one time he said to me that he was talking to KFI and said that he didn't want to do the show anymore. And they said, would you still do it if we syndicated it? And he said, whoa, I like that idea. And
Talk
gosh,
about a dream job.
Yeah, I think he has more than 100 stations now. I'm not sure. Do you know, Alex, how many stations he has?
I do not know.
No, okay. And then before we turn it over to the chat room, what's your favorite gadget of the present, the past, or something you can't live without?
Wow. That's a toughie. I've been doing tech for back in 1984, I got my first computer. It was a TI 99-4A. Went to a K-Pro, CPM, been through all that kind of stuff.
The K-Pro.
Yeah.
Was it the K-Pro?
And sissing our discs. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Was the K-Pro, was that the first portable? I remember Nick Meglin up at Med had a K-Pro that must have weighed 17 pounds, and it was the K-Pro portable. Or I think they called it transportable because in good conscience, you can't call something that's 17 pounds a portable.
Right. It's debatable whether the K-Pro came before the Osborne, actually, which I would consider probably. And, you know, the weight was about the same, but the Osborne had that little tiny, I think it was like a 5 1/4 inch screen or like a 3.5 inch screen. It was really tiny, where the K-Pro gave you that big 9 inch, green phosphor that was so desirable, you know. Those were the days. But I would have to say it's probably for favorite gadget, probably between my S4, which I'm trying to get on cam here, love that phone, or it's probably a digital recorder, one of the Zooms, either the R24 or the Zoom H4n, because I love recording audio. It's my thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
So somewhere, and the phone doubles for that too, which I like too, in a pinch. Not great, but it works.
In a pinch. So, Andrew, can you see the chat room from where you are?
I can. I am looking at it now.
Okay, great. All right, so chat room, a few questions for Andrew.
Let's see here. They're asking if I'm a ham, being so close to Hamvention here in Dayton. And no, but I've been to Hamvention, and we had a very close family friend who passed a few years back who was actually instrumental in starting the Hamvention. And so, you know, always had an interest in that and played around with his ham equipment as a kid. No, I've never been to Strawberry Fields in Central Park. They didn't really have that monument up the last time I was in New York, because I think it was around 1978, actually. So, yeah. Sure, I sing Beatles songs in the shower, in the car, or wherever, you know, not professionally. My favorite Rush song, I don't know, but if I choose not to decide, I guess I still have made a choice, right? I guess. Somebody wants a few more jokes. Let's see here. This is actually, I'm Jewish, my background, so I wrote a Holocaust joke, and it's very benign, and if I didn't tell you it was a Holocaust joke, you never would have known that, and it goes something like this. If there's safety in numbers, why are decimals always getting rounded up? All right, there you go. Enjoy that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Emo Phillips actually complimented me on that joke, and as one of my favorite living comics, I'm very proud of that.
Who's your favorite comic?
Emo Phillips is my last remaining favorite alive comic. And if you ever get a chance to see Emo Phillips, go see him wherever it is. Do whatever you have to do. You got to do it.
Okay.
Because he is funny. And he's not your run-of-the-mill comic. Okay, he's very strange. That's why you like him.
Very good.
I have the combined haircut of all 4 of the entire 70s Beatles. Wow, that is cool. I don't know if I can... I'm going to click on that for later viewing here. Okay, so let's see here. What else is going on? Sausage McMuffins. Yeah, I can do the sausage McMuffins. Lately, as far as egg McMuffins go, it's American bacon is what I asked for. Get rid of the Canadian bacon, put on some American bacon.
Okay. Okay.
Have I performed stand-up? Yes, I have. Absolutely, I have. Many times, though not steadily from, emo from the MTV days. Not steadily here over the last year and a half, let's say. So, yeah. What else here? I'm a young Santa Claus.
Are there places to do stand-up in your local town, or do you have to go to other cities to do stand-up?
Well, I mean, if you want to do it professionally, you got to start traveling around. But oddly enough, there are 2 clubs here in Dayton. Dayton actually has the oldest and first comedy club, which is a big contention because they put that on their sign. Ohio's oldest and Dayton's first comedy club, Wiley's now Comedy Joint in downtown. So, yeah, and that's kind of my home club. The other club is a chain club, and it's very mall. It's very corporate. It's an odd environment to do comedy in.
Okay.
Have you ever done stand-up, Dickie?
I never have. I don't think I would be good at stand-up. I like to do jokes, but in a different venue. Like I used to travel colleges doing the Mad Show, which was the history of Mad, and I would have a lot of shtick in that show. But the thing was, I didn't come out and just say, hey, it's me and this microphone and I'm going to be funny. So it was able to have a fallback. You always have real facts about Mad. You always had Bill Gaines stories, and you could throw in other shtick. But if the shtick didn't work, it didn't matter because you were there to really be doing the history of something. So I never did out and out stand up.
There you go. Well, you should try it sometime, man. Seriously, I think you'd do great with it. I really do. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
we could do a show. Maybe I'll come up to
isn't
New
it?
York and
Wouldn't everybody backstage be hoping you go out there and die? I mean, I always imagine that it must be very hard to be sitting in a green room with 5 other comics who are going to go on one after the other. Don't you hope that you're funnier than them? Or I don't think I would like the competition.
Well, it's an interesting dynamic because there are some comics out there who are ego-driven and they've got to be the funniest guy in the show, you know?
Right, okay.
But for the most part, you're sitting there in the green room or you're actually out in the room listening to what the other guys are saying so you can kind of stay current with the crowd, get to know the crowd a little bit before you go on. And you really just want a really good show for the audience. So you want to do as well as you can do, and you want all the other guys to do as well as they can, and you just try to encourage each other. Again, every now and again, you get somebody who's just in it for themselves, which isn't very fun, but, you know.
No, that's fascinating. That's a great idea that you want the audience to have fun, and so you want everybody to be good. That's good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you know, just standing there telling jokes, if the audience hates it, then you're you could do that. I could do that right here. You know what I mean? I could easily hate my own jokes. That's no fun. Yeah, you gotta. It's all.
Well, you also have the cat who can hate your own jokes.
Oh, he hates all my jokes. He's like, are you telling that one again? You know, over and over. Let's see here. Can I handle a heckler and keep the crowd? Yeah, generally speaking, I think I can. Yeah. YouTube of my routines, not really. I do have a YouTube channel. You can hear me do an intro for a national MLB ball game that they did on the MLB network from about 2 years ago. That was fun. But as far as my comedy goes, it's pretty much all on my website. So you could hear some audio there. Don't really have video up there. So there's some sets up there from years past. And
now here is a fascinating question from Belgian guy. Would you ever shave your hair for charity like Leo did?
Wow. See, wow. All right. Yeah, I would if there was like no other way for the charity. But I particularly older women love my hair. The first thing they say is, "Oh, I love your hair," and then the next thing they say is, "Why don't you donate that to some kids?" Right, Chumley, there you go, for some cancer kids, right? And I'm thinking, okay, that's a great charity and a great thing to do, and these kids need some hair, okay? But at the same time, I can't.
Wait a minute. Are you serious? Are you talking about children want?
Yeah, like Locks for Love. That's the one that everybody wants.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Give it to Locks of Love. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
And so my answer to that is, and it may sound crude, but if you just stop and think about it for a minute, every day people die, and we bury them, and they donate all kinds of organs. Kidneys, livers, eyes, skin. Where's the hair? I'm just saying, we're burying perfectly good heads of hair every day. All right.
Right.
I had a girl tell me, well, the hair dies really quick, so you can't take it off a dead person and make a wig out of it. And I'm like, it can't die quicker than a kidney, can it? I mean, and they're using those. So
okay.
How much for a kidney? High Tech is asking. I'm saying I'll go $40. I don't know if that's high or low. I don't know if that's because I haven't priced out kidneys lately. I'll check Amazon. I'll get back to you.
Oh, yeah. Check out. Make sure it's Amazon Prime because you want it in 2 days, but you don't want to pay extra.
Right.
All right, one more question, and then, Andrew, shoot me an email, GizWizBiz, GizWizBiz, at AOL.com is the easiest. And I will send you the April issue of Mad and one of those 35-year-old Alfred E. Newman pictures for your wall or your kitty litter pan, whatever you choose to do with it.
It's going on the wall, and I shall cherish it.
Okay, great. So one more question for Andrew. Come on, chat room. Da-dum-bum-bum.
What do we got here? Let's see. Do you know where Motown is? Ah, yes. Little Three Stooges reference there. That's lovely. Claim to fame, my grandfather was director of photography for most of the Three Stooges with Curly. Just so you know that, folks.
Wow. Wait, say that again. Your grandfather?
Yeah, was the director of photography for most of the Three Stooges episodes with Curly. Not with any of the other Third Stooges. No Shemps, no Joes, but Curly was his guy. So
those are the good ones.
Yeah, that's let's not discount Shemp because he really is a funny guy. He's never been my favorite, but I've learned to appreciate him a lot more.
I like Shemp too. Yeah, the one person that I just don't watch at all was it Joe Bessa?
Yeah, Joe Besser. And
right.
Oh, come on, he was the one who had in his contract that he couldn't be slapped, which kind of ruined the Stooge.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he didn't want to get slapped. He didn't want to get poked. That was part of his, his deal. So I don't see why he can't just, block it with the old hand. But
Oh my God!
What can you do? And Larry
Go ahead.
I'd say Larry probably is the most underrated of all the Stooges. Any guy who can sit down at a fancy dinner table in a rich person's home and sit there and begin to eat flower petals and make it look normal. Come on. How do you beat that? I don't know.
Pretty good.
Funny guy.
Anyway. All right. So, Andrew, we are going to wrap up this episode of Chat Room. Wait a minute. Wait, I just put these batteries in here. Hello, Radio Shack. What is going on here? Chat Room. Celebrity of the Week, Andrew, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. This has been a blast. I recommend it to everybody who has not done it.
All right, well, thank you. And keep watching the chat room because they are usually very complimentary after they suckered someone else into being chat room celebrity and they're relieved they didn't do it. But as Andrew said, being chat room celebrity of the week is not a terribly difficult thing, and people are very kind. Okay, so now we'll do a few match game question. Da-dum-bum-bum. The mortician said to the new assistant, have a little respect. Don't blank in the coffins. The mortician said to the new assistant, have a little respect. Don't blank in the coffins. Someone tying it all together. Don't cut hair in the coffins. Okay. These are good. These are good. Myra is not here. So, Alex, you have an answer? The mortician said to the new assistant, don't sleep in the coffins. A lot of answers. Very good, Dave. Don't consummate your marriage in the coffin. And someone else using the terminology that we recommended on Match Game, please don't make whoopee in the coffin. Oh, Dennis, are you going to, Dennis, in like 10 minutes, can you bring Charlie down? Oh, Alex, do you have that photo I sent you?
I do.
Okay, so chat room, before we see Charlie, assuming Dennis is watching and Charlie is willing to do it, I took a picture of Charlie 2 days ago, and I thought you would like to. This is Charlie in his dressing room. No, this is Charlie, believe it or not, at the vet. All right, Charlie ate something in the park or here. I mean, Charlie, I don't know. He eats push pins. He's just crazy. And so he was throwing up, and we took him to the vet and expecting him to be a nutcase. And he was very calm. And the wonderful thing about Charlie is he crosses his paws all the time. He sits down and instantly crosses his paws. And I just think that is so great. So anyway, Charlie at rest. And Myra, that was the same Charlie that you see in this room. Ba-bum-bum. Okay. Dumb Dora was so dumb. How dumb was she? She went to blank to get wise potato chips. Dumb Dora was so dumb. She went to blank to get wise potato chips. They did not find out what Charlie ate. These are good. It's a Giz Fiz's house. What in the Dickens is HDWS? How dumb was she? Even on the cards, that got to be such a thing we knew would happen after you said, Dumbledore was so dumb. And after about the third week, the audience would scream, how dumb was she? So even on the index cards, it says, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? How Dumbledore was so dumb. See, HDWS. How dumb was she? Alex, your answer is Dumbledore was so dumb. She went to blank to get some wise potato. My answer too, college. And matched a lot of the chat room too. And bum. All right. We might have done this, but it doesn't matter because there are no set answers. Charles Nelson Riley, the boatman, said the nautical supply place is weird. I told the salesman I wanted a foul weather jacket, and he gave me a jacket with blank. Charles Nelson Riley said, Charles Nelson Riley often used to wear a boater's cap on Match Game. Charles Nelson Riley said, nautical supply place is weird. I told the salesman I want a foul weather jacket, and he gave me a jacket with... Oh, that's funny. Baseballs. Okay. Alex, what's your answer? Foul weather jacket. He gave me a jacket with feathers. You matched me. My answer was chicken feathers. And we matched a lot of people in the chat room.
You could also you could do a twofer and say chicken, something else chickens do, because then it's both meanings of foul. It's with the W and the U.
Oh, okay. A rubber okay. All right, let's see. Yes, you were going to tell us what...
Well, programming note here. I got an email, breaking news, an email from George Davis saying, Alex, tell Dick to check his printer. I sent some questions for him to use today.
Today? We'll use them next week, George, but... George, they came at 5:25. Okay, so they came 15 minutes after we were doing the show. So I don't know when you sent them. Let me see. No, it says they were sent 35 minutes ago. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll use them next week. I was just worried that you were ill or something, but they are indeed here. And Alex, so what did you do? You had a week off from the Giz. Alex, his main job is doing at Twit. His main job is doing Giz Fiz, and then since he's just hanging around between Giz Fiz shows, what else do you do in your free time there at the Brick House?
At the Brick? Oh no, I just sit around and do nothing. I delegate tasks to other people.
Wow, that's good.
And correct them when they don't do it right.
Is there anybody other than Zach you can boss around?
No, it's just Zach.
No,
Zach.
I
delegate everything to Zach.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, as long as there's one person below you, you got it made. So what did you do last Saturday that was actually better than this?
I just took a little trip to L.A.
Oh, okay.
It was just a short
Did you meet up with some of the moderators? I know that sometimes...
a couple of them, yeah. Just went to dinner and stuff, and I just had a relaxing little getaway.
A little getaway. Okay. All right. Very good.
Actually, I have a few pictures. If
oh yeah, do it.
Why not? So there's beautiful downtown LA flying in.
Okay. Well, what is the fare? What does it cost to fly between LA and San Fran?
I think it was like about $80 each way on Southwest.
Oh, that's pretty good, right? So it's like
that's why I did it.
Yeah, it's like the shuttle. Yeah. So and how long a trip is it?
This was Friday afternoon to Sunday evening.
Right. No, I mean,
is the flight? It's just an hour.
An hour. Okay. Yeah. All right, and
for some lovely LA traffic.
Okay, very good.
And the next picture. So we went to a parking garage at this.
That's fun.
Grand Central Market in downtown Los Angeles. There's a parking garage there, and I swear they had the parking tickets that you get like when you go through the gate.
Yeah,
they're the biggest tickets I've ever seen.
Oh wow! Well, you know why? It's actually it looks silly. But people hold up the line a lot by saying, I can't find my ticket. And they look in coat pockets and they look in the glove compartment. When you have a ticket line, and that's actual size, right, to scale. Yeah. Okay. You're not going to lose that. So I think it's the only thing is it should come with a rope so you could wear it.
That would be a good idea. We should suggest that.
Yeah, you should suggest that. But I think that is an excellent size to be a ticket.
Yeah, no, it was good. We didn't lose it.
Yeah, you didn't. There you go.
At the Grand Central Market, which is just it's a big marketplace. They've got stands for food and places.
Is it like a farmer's market kind of thing?
Yeah, but always there in just this big building. I had a lovely. They had a New York kind of bagel stand kind of thing, and I had a lovely. Let's see, where is it? There we go. Lovely lox and scallion bagel and cream.
You know
cheese
what? That looks
pickles,
that looks damn good. And a black and white
and an egg cream.
Oh my word!
It was delicious.
And what is this? Is that a potato salad?
Potato salad. Yep.
Okay, now that I normally don't associate potato salad with salmon, but definitely
it was just on the menu at a deli. And
but you know what I don't see? I don't see capers, and
there were capers there. There are capers there.
There are capers. Okay.
Yeah, let's go and see if we can investigate this a bit. There should be some caper. Yeah, they go right there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're under the same. They're between the cream cheese and the.
And what is? Do you remember what that cost? Like at Zabar's.
It was the whole thing was pretty pricey. I don't remember what the bagel itself was.
Okay.
It was more than I wanted to pay, but I really wanted
bagel with salmon is probably $12 or $13.
Yeah, something like that.
You're probably in for $20 for that.
Total, I think it was about 20 for everything.
Yeah.
I think the black and white alone was like $3 or $4.
Yeah.
But it was tasty.
Very nice.
Let's see.
Anything else?
We went to the LA LACMA, the LA Contemporary Art Museum, and I didn't take really many pictures there. It was just paintings and stuff. But outside they had this display of lamp posts that is an art exhibit, the permanent art exhibit there. It's kind of interesting, a little thing.
Oh my gosh. So do you think they were real lamp posts
or
are they paper mache?
That somebody had collected and arranged in order of style or whatever.
Wow. I think it's pretty. Were they lit?
No, we were there during the day, but at night, apparently they light up.
Wow. That's a hell of a wiring job, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right. And then I have a question for the chat room. So we also went to a hotel lobby.
You know, also at night, there are about 900 hookers who lean against those lampposts. It's quite something.
Damn, we should have stayed.
Hey, that's my lamppost.
So we went to through a hotel lobby, and they had this set up somewhere there. And if anybody in the chat room knows what kind of organ or keyboard or whatever that is, I would like to know, because that thing is beautiful.
Wow.
And then
you didn't see the brand name on it?
Actually, it might be there in the picture, but we were too much in a hurry that I couldn't. I couldn't inspect it. But it's something 2001. It looks like.
Oh, it is definitely 2001. Boy, it's great.
Wurlitzer looks like some people.
I was going to say Wurlitzer is sort of the.
I can't be a Hammond. That's definitely not a B3 kind of Hammond.
No.
Some other kinds. But
it might be a Wurlitzer.
Looks cool.
I think it was on. It might have been this week's GizFiz. I don't know how we got on Wurlitzer. And at one CES, they had this Wurlitzer jukebox. They were selling reproductions of old jukeboxes, and I said to the guy, "How many songs does it hold?" And the guy says, "It holds every song ever recorded." And he said, because it's Wi-Fi enabled and we have a hard drive with pretty much every song ever recorded. So it says it may take 45 seconds for you to get your selection, but you don't have to worry about it.
Beatrice says it's a Thomas 2001.
Oh, Tom, I've heard of Thomas. You know, the chat room is amazing. Xtomb, what was it? Was it sell for at a discount? No, Thomas was like a second tier, I think, organ. You know, they were not the most expensive you could buy. Oh, look, everybody else knows it. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
There is a link, Alex.
Yeah,
1970. Why don't you click on that and see if it gives us a price?
But first, I could show you this picture of what could have been me if I had inspected it.
Oh, wow.
I could have looked cool like that guy.
Yeah. Was it playable? Was he playing it?
I don't know. That's a picture from Google.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. That's cool. Good to know. I don't know why it's good to know. It just sounds good to know. Yeah,
all right, there you go. It's Ohio. He knows. Oh, okay. There's a picture of it.
Yeah.
And the year?
1976.
1976. And where did you see this again? It was in a store?
This is in a hotel lobby.
Oh.
I don't remember what hotel it was, but we were walking through it. It was somewhere in downtown LA.
Okay. And is your guess that at some point someone played it like it was?
No, I wish it was just standing there.
Okay.
So, which is not very exciting, but looked cool.
Right. Davey says my favorite organ is the pancreas.
I'm fond of the kidneys myself, but pancreas.
Yeah, the kidneys. Yeah. Well, you can't beat the kidneys.
Yeah.
All right.
Some night shots of the cityscape.
From where you were staying?
This was at a roof of a hotel. It's a rooftop bar.
A rooftop bar. Did you actually stay in a room at any time?
Yeah, we had an Airbnb, just a little house thing.
Oh, great.
A couple of us stayed in.
Great.
So, but it's lovely evening that night.
And the Easter, what is that?
Eastern, but the building was cutting
Eastern.
off the N.
Okay.
So,
all right. So that's a very old town who is still selling tickets on Eastern Airlines. That is really.
We stopped, and then we stopped at the Science Center, LA Science Center, Science Center, in the Air and Space area. The big thing was to go visit the Space Shuttle Endeavour and take a look at that. But a few things that we saw before there. It's me and my very large friend at the museum. That's his ear.
His ear. Oh, okay. Okay.
He's a very large person.
Yeah, I could see that.
Let's see. Here's a prototype of Twit's new control room. Or at least what we're going to model it after,
Yeah.
Or something.
Do you know that the control room now at ABC is like down to, I think, 3 people?
Ooh.
It is.
Hey, we down to 1, so.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. And it used to be like 90,000 monitors in there, and now you go in there and there are just 4 gigantic
4 big
monitors
screens with the multiplexing or something.
Yes, and they can divide it into.
Yep.
If they're doing an event where they have 28 cameras, they have 28 screens.
Yeah.
Wow, Endeavor.
So there's the space shuttle, which was really cool to walk up and around and under.
Yeah. And the fact that I didn't realize it landed inside that place. That was something.
Yeah, it was they had a good pilot.
Yeah. Were those missing tiles? Or were they burnt tiles?
That's the belly of it. Those are the real tiles.
Wow.
So that's what they look like up close.
That's pretty neat.
And the empennage.
God, I can't imagine sitting in there when those rockets go off.
Yeah. Well, they demonstrated it for us, and we plugged our ears.
Wow. Yeah.
Here's one of the engines.
And that stupid guy that was standing right behind it. What was he thinking?
He wasn't thinking. That was a problem. He had
that was a problem. Yeah. It toasted his sandwich. I'll tell you that.
So
wow.
This is one of the engines on display off to the side. And I'm wondering, where are the pistons?
Yeah. Wonder if you could start that with one of those little Cobra jump packs.
It's like a crank.
Amazing.
So unfortunately, the shuttle is just too big for my camera to take a picture of the entire thing.
Wow.
So I did a stitch job there, but it kind of was a little crooked, so that didn't work. Oh, and then they had a display of this, which I think is what I guess they're going to be building for this shuttle, because right now it's just in a hangar. That's not very ceremonial. So I think what they're doing is going to build this thing and put it upright with its booster rockets.
Wow. And where in LA is this?
it's a science center. I'm not sure where that is exactly, but it's...
Someone said it looks more like an ant farm. It does. Actually, this is life size. That's how big Endeavour was in reality. Right. It was just 4 inches high, which is why it took so little fuel.
It's cheaper to send up the ants than the people.
Yeah, exactly. 2 cans of Ronson butane fuel, and it's halfway to the moon. Anyway, hey, Dennis, are you coming down with Charlie so he can make his...
Anyway.
Great. That is really... You can't go in it, right?
No, you couldn't go in it. And there's big signs saying don't touch it. If you could reach it, if you're 8 feet tall...
Oh, I see.
You're not supposed to touch it.
Yeah. Well, they're wise putting it out of sight for touching it.
So I was really excited to see the space shuttle.
That's
one of the things that I really wanted to do while I was down there, so I'm glad we got to do that.
Yeah,
so we had a number of other things. We went some other museums to visit, but we didn't have time, and we put those off. But we did the space shuttle.
Oh, the Fredericks of Hollywood thing. You can see that anytime.
I did not want to go to Hollywood, though. I've been there before, and I don't want to go back.
Yeah, Hollywood is. I went to Hollywood. It was beyond depressing. I could not believe. I'm saying, wait, this is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie the dog. Hey, Charlie. Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Charlie, look at the camera. Okay, Charlie. Myra's at home, Charlie. You want to kiss Myra? All right. Charlie. Oh, Charlie dog. All right. Oh. Okay, Charlie. There you go. There he is. Here. See, he likes Dennis better. It's so calm. Bring him down a little. There he is. All right, Charlie. Great. Oh, there's Charlie. There's the Charlie we know and love. Thank you, Dennis. Charlie is what? Dennis, what did we find out Charlie was? No, the real breed, the Padango. What? Like a Portuguese Padango. Okay, it is one of the latest breeds recognized by the Westminster Group. It's like he's like down at the bottom of the barrel. Charlie gets too many happy pills. Charlie's just a crazy happy dog. He's really a lunatic, but he's great fun. And Dennis has been unable to get it on video yet, is that Charlie, sometimes when he's bored, he takes all his toys and he puts them in a row, one after the other. And if you give him a treat that he likes to eat, it's very sweet. He takes all his toys and he puts them in a pile. And then he lays on top of the pile and eats the treat, like if it's a doggy bone or something. So it's sort of like, I'm not sure if it's sharing it with them or he's on top of them so none of them get rambunctious and try and take his snack away. But he's very sweet. Does your dog bite? What movie is that from? Does your dog bite? Nope. Guy bends down. Ah, the dog bit me. And he said, I thought your dog didn't bite. That's not my dog. All right, chat room. I think we will.
Dick,
your
do we
friend.
do we have an update on the weather?
Yes. Do you have any pictures of the weather lately?
I meant the temperature.
Oh, the temperature. Oh, yeah, the current temperature.
We want to know what if it's changed. Are we?
Oh, it is. The current temperature is 15, but unless that guy is sitting there, there's no way that we could get a 15-degree temperature thing.
Too bad. We got 28.
No, he got 28. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, it's warmed out. Oh, I forgot. It's warmed up. It's 28. It's 28 degrees. Yeah. 25 here. I am so sick of this winter. I am so sick of this winter. Like up to 3 years ago, when I was writing a monthly boating column, I got to go to Miami mid-February for 4 or 5 days to the Miami Boat Show, and I got to go to 4 or 5 days in Fort Lauderdale in November for the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. But since the boating magazine went belly up, I've been here in the city all winter long, and this winter is one of the worst. One of the worst. Anyway, chat room, we don't have to have Myra cry because she's far away. So, Alex, thank you for doing it. So next week,
I don't know.
You know what is happening with iPad? Did Leo say he was taping it Monday?
I don't know. I was not here last week, so I.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Last week things changed because last week I think Leo said they were going to do 2 in a row, in which case there would be no Giz Fiz, but that would leave the following Saturday totally free.
Right, and that's kind of what we were thinking what would happen eventually.
Right. And then today I didn't know, and then I saw you answered someone online that there's no iPad today, recording today. So chat room, basically we do it almost week by week. Scooter says iPad today is on Monday. All right. I guess. And Eric Duckman says there is one scheduled next Saturday. All right. So the thing is, if there's a single iPad today, and it's okay with Alex and John, I will do a Giz Fiz like an hour and a half later. But if it's when weeks they do 2 iPads back to back, there'll be no Giz Fiz.
I'll just let you know when I hear anything.
When you hear. Okay, very good. Okay, chat room. It's great fun as always. Andrew, thank you very much. And remember that you always have to push this to get that. This has been Giz Fiz with your host, Dick DeBartolo. Giz Fiz is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman, Ira Scutch, Dennis Wonderland, Charlie the Dog, Alex Gumpel, Jammer B, Myra Joyce, Becky Regatta, Oznet, Red Penguin, Nancy, Eric Duckman, Mike B, Geek Wannabe Old Geek Production. Remember, everybody who watches gets new turtle snail wax. It's not just for your turtle anymore. Bye. And the weather still is fairly crappy. Thanks,
See
Alex.
you next week, I hope.
Okay, bye. Bye, chat room.
hate it when they're hearing silence. I want them to hear something.
To Premier Channel 7.
I can't believe my
Leo
hair.
Laporte, the tech guy, will begin.
It seems like it grew more overnight.